Hi guys. All right, we're back again. Now this is Josh FX Pro. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please do well to subscribe and turn on your bell notification so that you know when next I post a video, right? So for now, let's dive into it. We're doing a back test of what happened last week, and some of those trades I took myself, and some I missed because I wasn't focusing on every trade. I just focus on one or two trades per week, and I take a trade and I'm out of the market for the entire week. So I don't over trade and I don't over leverage. I just get to study the market, and whichever one that hits to my confirmations and that aligns with my criterias of trading, or what you call my checklist, right? So whichever one aligns with that, that is what I'll trade. All right. So, but then it doesn't mean that you can't see opportunities in every market. You could actually see opportunities in every market with the same strategy, right? This is why I'm doing backtests. All right, let's dive into it. So in this pair, this is crash 300. If you notice, there was a time I was trading this pair. I was following the pair. I dropped the follow-up on the trade updates of this pair in the channel. But I just want to break it down for you guys to know what happened to that particular trade and how it finally played out. So if you weren't following us at last 2 weeks, because this trade was as at last 2 weeks. If you're not following us at last 2 weeks, as at Sunday last week, right? If you're not following, then maybe from Monday you would have actually caught the trade from Monday, because if you look here, overall, let's do a summary. So overall, we had market on this zone. Market was on this zone, this area here. Let me go tap it in so you see what I'm showing you. Yeah, market was on this area here. You notice this was like a top resistance, overall resistance, and this was like your bottom. The full push to this part was like your bottom trend, like your bottom support area, right? So we had market do this on a daily. We had market do this on a daily. We had this market do this on a daily, break off this point. So we're looking at market coming back to anywhere around this point to give us an entry, a significant entry, right? To anywhere around this point. Yeah, because this market is still gonna, because we have a top break. This market cleared off this area, right? We had a top break. If you delete this, hold on. Market cleared off this area, cleared off the last high that that caused the last low. So since market cleared it off, we're looking at market coming back down to take off. But at this moment, we are still market is still pushing downtrend. It's still pushing downtrend. There is no break or change of character yet, right? So at this point, we are within this range now. So what we saw market do is market broke this low that created the high that took off this, right? So market broke it and turned the downtrend. So at this area is where we're looking at markets. And if you look well, on the 4 hours, we have an order block here, but on a daily, we have something like a fair value gap here. If you look very well, it was like a fair value gap area somewhere around here, right? I think it was mitigated. Yeah, I think it was mitigated. So I just feel this is what markets overall did on that day, on that last 2 weeks, the week before this previous week that we are doing our recap, right? So let me delete these ones. It's kind of going to make the chat look noisy. Yeah, let me delete it. But if you notice what happens now, if you were to trade it last week, if you notice what happened, let me remove this. This one is to 5 actually hit. So let me remove this and let's focus on what we have for the week. So if you were to trade it this week that passed, if you notice what happened here, market closed below. If you notice, market closed below this low. Remember, we had this low here, which this one broke, and market went to retest before coming back. So we had this kind of like an engulfing move that closed below this low here. if you see, I don't know if you could see what I'm referring to here. Um, is there a tool here that I could use? I'm trying to use a tool here. Spotlight, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, this spotlight is fine. So, uh, forgive me, I'm trying to get this thing straight. Okay, let's just use this shapes. Yeah, this is fine. So, market close below this low here. Oh, fuck. So see this low. It may not be straight. Yeah, I think this is better. Yeah. So let me erase this first one. Oh shit. I think I went to erase all I was. Um, where's the pencil? This thing is gonna take me some time. You guys just bear with me. Just bear with me, please. I think I'll use a black. Should I use a black? Yeah, black is better. Okay. So if you notice market close below this low, you see? So market close below this point on this engulfing for on Sunday. Yeah, for Sunday move, right? Then on Monday, this market went to retest here. So inevitably we have to move down to a 4 hours time frame. Already this full structure of this engulfing indicates that market is no longer coming back here. It has already tapped in on the 4 hours order block that is here on the last week. So we're looking at market now trading or trending downwards from this point. So if you were to take the trade, this would have been what you would have seen. What's this? So if you put all these things, they don't clean up or what? Yeah. So if you took the trade, this would have been what you would have seen. Um, I think I should go back there and put it. Okay. So I just did. I just went back there to fix it in again. So this is where we had our break of structure on for that week, for that day. So on a Monday came and so let's see what we have on 4 hours. Yeah, this was Monday of 4 hours. So Monday came. If you see, there's a little candle here. There's a little candle here that indicated an order block, the last bullish candle before the bearish move that broke this structure, right? That broke the structure that we had here. This structure here that we had here. So this was the last bullish candle. So this was why market did all the way come and tapping on this point. Yeah, this is why market did all the way coming back to tapping on this point. It came back, tapped on those areas, then gave you a bullish candle and a bearish one. So this looks like a tweezer top. So we had market reject the first time, reject the second time, right? The move rejected here showed something that looks like a star, but not a full star. So it came back again, tapped in on that area and rejected down again. So this would have been the entry point. This would have been the entry point. Stop loss would have been probably just above this point here. Or if you wanted, you could put it below here. Yeah, that would have been your best stop loss range. And this would have actually given you a 1:3, a perfect 1:3. Or if you had held, I don't know if you would have that courage to hold up to that point, then maybe market would have given you a 1:4 and a 1:5. Yeah. So and a 1:5. So originally this is the trade that we are on or that we are looking at or that we were looking at. I was actually trading this paper. I was trading it from this point here, from this point, because my entry was here after I saw this star, after the tap on this, and this star closed below this area here. You get just a slight close. So that was where I entered it from. But then the next week now, which is last week, if you were following this trade, this would have actually been your entry. And if you had held, me, I take 1:2, 1:3. Once it's up to 1:3, I'm out. But if I wanted to hold it, then I'll be holding it on the reversal points. For example, when market gets to here, which is the 1:3, this point, which is like your 1:3 points or 1:3 area, 1:3, 1:4, yeah, around here. I would have moved my stop to below this level here if I wanted to follow the market, like to let my profit run. I'd have moved my stop below this area because this was the last retest point or the last correction point before we had the move, the continuous move. So my stop would have been below this area. Market would have done this, not getting to my stop, done this okay. Now not also getting to my stop, right? Then start pushing. Then when it's pushed above this, below all this area, this low here, then I would have moved my stop to below this point too, waiting for it to get to 1:5, which ultimately market letter did that, get to 1:5. This is today, yeah, around 5 a.m. All right, so this is the trade for crash 300 index. This is our back test. So I hope you learned something. To learn more, follow me, keep following me. Well, we have a lot of programs that we're doing. If you need to ask some questions, you could also ask me some questions on the comment section or go over to my Instagram or TikTok. I post the stuffs too. So watch the videos. If you have questions to ask, do well to drop your comments and private chat me up on Instagram, and I'll answer you, right? I could also teach you the strategy full, because what we have here is just the checklist and all the stuff, right? So, all right, see you guys on the next video, and do well and enjoy your weekend, all right?